Hey guys, it's Ditto here, and on my last video, I talked about what's new on Experimental 0.49 right now. On this video though, we're going to talk about what will possibly come to this patch and what files are already in this patch. So let's get started. Alright, let's start off with the files that have already been added, starting from the weapons. First, we have the standard issue police baton, which will hopefully be nice for knocking out players. Then, we have the telescopic baton, which in real life can be retracted, so it is interesting to see this on your backpack and not taking a lot of space. Then we have the stun stick, which can possibly stun and knock out someone in one go, like you just stun them and they're knocked out. Maybe paralyze them, we never know. And last but not least, we have the brass knuckles, which will replace your fists, of course, in fist fights. Means stronger hits and possibly easier knockout to enemies. Next up in melee weapons, we have a sledgehammer, which is of course a building tool, which is interesting because this can later be implemented for base building when that comes out, but as of right now, this will just be a badass, powerful, blunt melee weapon. Next up, we have the cattle prod, which is some sort of taser, but this one is longer than the police taser, so it might do the same job but have slightly more range. Yeah, something like that. Next up, we have guns. For this patch, they've only added the files for the Rossi R92, or what most people like to call the lever action rifle, or the repeater. Now this gun takes the Magnum ammo, which is a .357, and knowing from the Magnum, it is a 2 or 3 shot kill to the humans and 1 shot kill to the zombies in the chest. Which sucks because this gun is a lever action sort of gun. Although it is a lever action, I believe that this gun will have a high rate of fire for a lever action. Now this gun will have no mags or clips because it is loaded like a pump shotgun, 1 bullet at a time, which means we'll have to manually reload it like we used to do with the Mosin. Next up, we move on to clothing. First we have the fingerless gloves, which is simply gloves that don't cover your fingers. Then we have the balaclavas, which 3 models have been leaked, which are the green, white with pink stripes, or pink with white stripes, which are interesting to see people run around in that. And last but not least, the skull balaclava, or ghost, from Call of Duty. Now I'm hoping that this balaclava will, while equipped, will still be able to put on other headgear such as helmets, gas masks, and other stuff. Then we have a firefighter's outfit, which looks sick, but possibly will shine bright in dark areas due to its, the yellow and white stripes on this cloth. I'm not sure what it's called, but it does shine bright in real life on dark areas. So, we move on. Next up we have the Delta Force helmet, or the biking helmet, which I don't find interesting because there's no attachments things on it, or stuff to attach such as like night vision goggles and stuff. Like rail systems or what you call it, Velcro, yeah. Stuff like that on the helmet. And next up we have the most interesting gear I find on this new patch, which is the MASK-1-1SCH helmet. The Maska 1SCH helmet, or the Russian Ride helmet. Which looks very sick and badass, especially when you have this on an AKM with a drum mag. Be sick. Next up we have items and animals that have been added. First of all we have the thermometer, which will measure temperature of course, and maybe this is the thermometer to measure the temperature of your body. It can be both, since now we have the new weathering system which affects you a lot. So these can come in handy. Then we have wolves added, which along bears will be able to attack you of course. So not only zombies and humans killing now, we have wolves. Now that's all of the new files added into 0.49. Now let's talk about what was added in the last patch that could be added now into the game, and what we might see later on 0.49. First of all, we have bears added, which will also attack you. This will be a nice animal to hunt down of course, and possibly create some craftables with the stuff you get from the bear. This can also be a very deadly animal, depending on how DayZ will make it, of course. And that is it for the bear. Now we move on, we have also a new grenade, which is the Russian RGT-5 grenade. Simply another grenade type added to the game, same function as the previous grenade, and that is pretty much it of the files that were added in the last patch that could be in the game on this patch. Now we move on to the most interesting thing that could possibly come in this patch, which is farming and harvesting food. This would of course change the way players survive in this game in the matter of food sources, of course. So this is a very interesting feature because now you can grow your own food and possibly get players attacking your farm, which means you gotta defend it and such, which could be an interesting situation. It is possible that weather would also affect your farm, such as lack of rain would cause your harvest not to grow. So once again, this is very interesting, and hopefully we will see this in this patch. Now that is it, guys, for what could possibly come into the 0.49 patch. A lot of new items which are already added into the files of the game are interesting, of course. Now if you find this video helpful, please share it to your friends, and also be sure to take 1 second of your time to like, comment, and subscribe, because we appreciate those little things. It's Ditto here. I will see you in the next video.